Hi, my name's Amanda Easton. I'm a performer, singer-songwriter from Sydney, Australia. I make retro-inspired theatrical electronic pop. But when I'm not doing my own music, I do cabaret, cover band gigs, solo gigs, tribute shows, recording sessions. Welcome to my Circle of Life vlog.
But I'll be watching you.
Hi, Todd, and good day, Sydney. How are you? It's lovely to see both of you. I hope you're having a good, I'm going to say evening. I know, Sydney, it's evening for you. Todd, where are you watching from? Let me know. It's great to see you here. If you didn't know, this is Sydney, Australia, and it's 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. And actually, I just set up this little camera. Actually, I was going to call it Smoky Cam because I have a little grey kitten that likes to 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m., not 6 p.m. for you guys in Arizona. So Arvo in that case. But I have this little grey kitten, which many of you will know, called Smoky, who likes to sit on the windowsill. And so I set up a little camera so that we could have Smoky Cam, but she's run off because it's such a warm day. I guess she'd rather be outside than hanging out with me. But here is the camera, Smoky Cam, and you can at least see the weather outside. So it's very overcast, as you can see. So I'm in a little attic room, and that's my TV aerial on the roof. But you can see the sky. So it's sky cam at the moment, and it's really quite grey and overcast, but it's really warm and kind of humid. So it's actually a good day for the beach. But no Smoky, so, she must be having fun somewhere out in the big wide world. Anyway, hi Larry, nice to see you. And you've got subtitles again, Sydney. I don't know where they're coming from. It might be you. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. I had one gig last week. It's still not really quite getting there here for me anyway. Oh, can you turn my volume? Oh, okay. My volume's too loud. Too soft. Yes, I can turn myself up for sure. I'll have to turn it down somewhere else though. Just hang on a sec. How's that? Is that any better? Hopefully it is. It's nice to be asked to be turned up because she gets so used to be turned down. Turn down, you're too loud. So thank you, Trish. Hi. It's nice when someone says, turn up, we can't hear you. I'm hoping that's louder for you guys. It's snowy where you are in the UK, Kevin. Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, it's really not snowy here, but snow would be kind of fun, I reckon. I suppose when you have to live with it all the time, it's not always pleasant, but it looks beautiful. So I hope you're enjoying it. Sub-zero UK. It always blows my mind how it's just, we're both here under the same sky, but you're freezing and I'm getting a little bit sweaty and hot. Oh, is that good? That's better. Okay, good to hear. It always freaks me out that I'm going to be too loud and blast everybody, so I probably played a little bit too safe the other way. But yeah, as I was saying, gigs are kind of starting to sneak back in. So I did one show on the weekend at the Marconi Club, which is, no, we don't get snow in Sydney. Maybe there might have been... I remember a couple of years ago we had sleet that kind of built up to look a little bit like snow. And yeah, that was really freaky, but not proper snow. No, and certainly not on a regular occurrence, just when the weather patterns go weird, which I guess is something that does happen a lot in the world at the moment anyway. But yes, I did a gig at the Marconi Club on Friday night, and that was a lot of fun with my duo partner, Joe Elms, with Sing Little Sister. I've got nothing this weekend, but having said that, a lot of offers are starting to come in, and I feel like something will come in last minute. Every time I think I've got a weekend with nothing, I get a call last minute. So touch wood, my piano's made of wood. Something will come in this weekend. Of course, I just feel a bit bereft. I know you're not supposed to get your identity from your work, but I completely do. Anyway, I'm here doing a gig for you, so this is keeping me sane. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for having me. So I was saying I have cat cam, which is also weather cam, and you can see out my window here. It's a little bit overcast, but there's no pussycat. But my friend Sydney did send me this little piece of pussycat craziness, and I thought I'd share it and put a smile on your face too. I just love the look on his face. Oh, bless. Yes, well, I hope my cat will come and perform for you soon, but I don't know, she's off on the rooftops of Sydney at the moment having a little bit of an adventure. Now, I said I was going to do a country day today. I thought I would do a theme each week because it keeps it interesting, for me at least. And as you may know, if you've tuned into me before, a few months ago, I got offered a few gigs where the brief was do country songs. And I'm not a country singer, but I've done, a song here and there, like most of us singers that make a living from it. You tend to do a lot of different work. And so, but this brief was, you have to do a lot of country. So I was freaking out a little bit, but I knuckled down and I learned a whole lot of country songs. So I thought I would have a country theme today. And I've got to say, when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate country music. It's only something that's come to me more recently. So, and during that process of having to learn songs for shows, I gained an even bigger appreciation of it. I'm going to start off with a bit of an old school country song, though, not something that's come out very recently, although this has been covered by a lot of people, so I'm sure somebody has covered this recently. This is a John Denver song. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up and say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I've let you down, so many times I've played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Now the time has come to leave you. One more time, let me kiss you. Close your eyes, I'll be on my way. dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone, about the times I won't have to say. So kiss me and smile for me, tell me that you'll wait for me, hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go, but I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go, I hate to go. Oh, a little bit of John Denver there to kick off our country hour. That sounds like an old-fashioned TV show, doesn't it? Hi, Barbara from Germany. It's 1 a.m. in Tuesday morning. Well, you're very rock and roll staying up that late, and it's fantastic to see you. Hi, Craig. Now, I know for you it's only 11 a.m. Well, it's 11:11. Oh, my goodness. You know, when you look at the clock and it's 11:11 on a Tuesday for you. So, yes, wherever you are and whatever time frame you're in, you are so welcome, and thank you very much for being here. So I've been very busy getting a new album ready, as you would have heard over and over and over. And February 20 is the day that it launches on CD and digital. So if you've already pre-ordered, you'll get, it'll be sent out on the 20th, although I'm hoping a little bit beforehand. I should get everything a little bit earlier, and I'll start getting them out because we know, my international friends know, that it's about a month to get to you. And then the vinyl, of course, will be ready about June. So it's very exciting. What's it called, Sydney? I love you. It's called Wallflower. Thank you for the prompt, because somebody who's good at promoting their record would actually mention the name of the album, wouldn't they? And if you did want to find it and pre-order it, you can look on Bandcamp. That one day in Bandcamp that I did that thing. But what I did receive, I've been making, I've been very creative. If not doing as many gigs as I'd like, I've certainly at least been able to be creative. I did all my own artwork for the album, both the vinyl, which is kind of this, you know what this is? No, you have no idea. This is when you open up a vinyl record, and it's the gatefold type. So the record company, Renaissance Records, that I'm signed to in the US just for the vinyl, they pride themselves on doing really fancy vinyl presentations. So it's one of those records that you open up and it's got a whole lot of artwork inside, as well as just the main sleeve. And then the sleeve that you put the record in as well is also all printed and lovely with, you know, coloured labels on the discs, and yeah, beautiful. But of course that means a lot of artwork, which was my job. But I oh, you're bringing your copy to a show so you can sign it. I would love to do that, Craig, absolutely. So I've been very busy getting the artwork together, but what I also ended up making was a photo book. I worked with a fabulous photographer who's actually American, but she lives here now in Sydney, called Kelly Capelli, and she's worked for Vogue and all sorts of really, you know, fancy publications. So I was very lucky that she was here and that I could work with her. And I was so pleased with the shoot that she did that I wanted to use the photos in other ways. So I created a photo book, which is actually photos and the lyrics and a few of the stories behind the songs. And the test version is here. So you can see this is the cover of the album as well as the cover of this book. And the back page is the same as the picture on the CD and the vinyl in the artwork. But apart from that, the CD and the vinyl have different artwork on purpose. I wanted to make them different so that, you know, a lot of people have already ordered both, and I wanted it to be different, not just look the same. And there's all sorts of other photos that you wouldn't have seen before, like floral craziness here. So yeah, anyway, it's got, as you can see here, it's got lyrics as well as artwork, and I've been trying to be quite fancy with the artwork to make it look interesting. The whole theme of the album is kind of that's past to future. So you can see it starts in sepia and it goes to full colour. So, hi Shugi, I've actually got a song for you. I think I have done those with the days before, but I've got a song for you today. Crazy by Patsy Cline. Why did you pull her head off? It's my own head. So I think, David, you're referring to this picture. Well, you see, it's me looking, I'm being very introspective. That's a big word for a chick singer, isn't it? So I'm pulling my own head off and giving it a bit of a hard look. And I think all of us had more time to be introspective, or still do, for those of you who are still in lockdown, and for those of us in Australia who every now and again go back into lockdown. But we've had time to be more introspective. Or everyone uses their time differently, but I know a lot of people, have more time for thinking, and I think it's mainly a good thing. And that definitely was the case for me. And I wrote most of Wallflower while we were isolating, and there was a lot less happening out in the world for me. So that was a good time to get creative. But I thought back to the time, when I was a teenager and I was really shy, and like most teenagers had no idea what was ahead of me and was very insecure about my place in the world. And, looking from that point of view to where I am now, and having a life that I love and a career that I love with a fantastic family and friends around me that I adore. And I wanted to tell my teenage self, it's okay. You'll get there. You really will. You'll find your place in the world. So I went from Wallflower to not Wallflower. I mean, I have Wallflower times like most of us, but that's me looking at me. And to look at yourself really properly, you have to pull your head off. So that's the idea behind that artwork. There's a few people saying here that they do love the song Crazy. I do too, and I've got to be honest with you and say that I avoided learning it on the piano for a long time because it's got crazy hard chords in it. I mean, we're talking, sharp diminished sevens and flat sevens over different basses and really fast-moving stuff. So this is my way. Thanks, David. This is my way of saying I apologise if I make, some mistakes. So this is for you, Shugi, as well as you, David, and anyone else who is a Patsy Cline fan, or Willie Nelson. He did this song too, of course. Crazy for feeling so lonely, and I'm crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world would I do? Thinking that my love could hold you, and I'm crazy for trying, crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you, and I'm crazy for trying, crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for There you go. Crazy by Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson, many other people. So even though we're doing country today, because, you know, I actually have a country gig coming up in a couple of weeks, so I knew that I had to pull out these songs anyway, and I thought that would make a good theme. And I know I have a few fans that love country music here too. But it is Valentine's Day coming up on the 14th of February, and I don't think actually... No, I know for a fact actually that Valentine's Day is not the same in every country, but I'm assuming it is in the UK and the US. Maybe it isn't. Let me know. So we have Valentine's Day, 14th of February, which is next week. When I was living in Japan, it was a completely different date, and the way you celebrated... I'm just trying to think of exactly what we used to do, because I lived in Japan for almost 2 years. Oh, Peter, Paul and Mary had a hit with Crazy as well in 1967. Oh my goodness, it's an old song, isn't it? And anyway, yeah, when I was living in Japan, we used to celebrate Valentine's Day a little bit different. I know everybody does it differently anyway. A lot of people think it's just a very commercial holiday. It's all about, you know, buying things for people and cards and, you know, certain companies making money. But it's the same. It's the same in the UK and the US, or in the US at least. But I kind of agree, and I try not to go out. If I was going to go out for a romantic dinner, for example, or lunch, I probably wouldn't go on Valentine's Day, because I find you tend to get just really expensive versions of what you'd get on other days that might be better, and it can be a bit cheesy. But I'll still go on another day, because I think any excuse to celebrate love has got to be a good thing, right? But in Japan, I'm trying to remember, it was a kind of an odd tradition. I think that's right. They have 2 Valentine's Day. They have one day for women and they have one day for men. Because if you didn't know, I lived in Japan for a while singing over there. And the women were expected to receive underwear, which I suppose is kind of similar to here. That is a possible present. And the men were expected to get chocolates, which I think it's kind of nice that there's a special day for each, rather than one where you could argue that women expect to get more presents than men, and men usually do the giving. I mean, why should it be that way? So, yeah, underwear and chocolates. I reckon that's pretty cool. So what I've decided leading up to Valentine's Day, that I would post one of my love songs a day until Valentine's Day. Thank you, Kevin. He's just saying he likes the stripped down versions of songs. I've got to say, I did that at first out of necessity, because, you know, hard to fit a band in this little room and everyone was in isolation anyway. But I'm actually really enjoying doing songs a little bit differently, just on piano and vocals. So a lot of people will say that my music sounds sad, and I agree. I love melancholy music, but I'm not a sad person, and I do write love songs as well as breakup songs. I'd say that my specialty is breakup songs, but I do love a love song, and I have written lots of them. So just to remind you, I'm into happy things as well. I thought I'd post a love song a day. And I'm looking back through my catalogue, and, you know, a few years ago more than 20 years ago when I started releasing music, people didn't really do videos for every song because you didn't have the outlets. There's only, a couple of TV shows. You didn't have YouTube and all that kind of thing so much. It wasn't so popular when I started releasing music. So I'm looking back at some of my old catalogue, realising I don't have videos for them, and I've been creating videos for them instead. And if you look on my Facebook page, if you haven't already seen them, a couple of my first ever songs, Love Is All and All Along, I've created little videos from them, taking some public domain, of course, so that I'm allowed to take footage that already exists and cut it up and turn it into a film clip. And I did that with a Betty Boop cartoon and also a Greta Garbo movie. So check those out. But this next song is a love song of a different type, and I'm actually going to play you the video. It's called No Bolt Out of the Blue, and it's a love song to my son. who is now 11. But it's a love song with a difference, because the title actually means that the love didn't happen like that on the spot. I think when I was pregnant and was about to have a baby, people would say, oh my goodness, you'll see his face and your life will change. And, you know, even being pregnant, having a child, people would always talk about how your life would change and your priorities would change. And of course, some of that is true. I mean, I would die for my son, like every mother, I would hope. Thank you, Shugi. And, you know, he is the most important thing, and every decision I make involves him. But at the same time, I haven't lost my love for my music, which a lot of people told me I would. And I didn't birth him and then go, okay, click, that's it. It was a slow falling in love. And of course, I felt extremely protective from the get-go. But I felt like the love came in a nice slow wave. And, you know, I guess everybody's different. But this is the story behind the song No Bolt Out of the Blue, which is from the Out of the Blue EP. And I did make a video for this one. I actually made it at my in-laws' house. They had one of those vacuum cleaners that is like a little robot, you know, that travels along the ground, and you can just leave it automatically clean the house for you, which we don't unfortunately have, but they had one. And so what I did is I put a little camera on top of the robot, because it's very close to the ground, and I had all Joey's toys all over the ground, and I filmed it, including myself, I'm in it as well. I filmed it from the point of view of a baby looking up at its mother, so that's why it's so close to the ground, and you can see it travels through the toys and knocks things over like a baby would. Anyway, here's the clip. I hope you enjoy it.
Crept up like a sunrise, no snowball in the face. You look at me with my eyes, and you put me in my place. But good things take their time, and now we're intertwined. A life without you there, impossible to bear. There came no bolt out of the blue. I gave you your breath, but can I handle you? There came no bolt out of the blue. Now we fit together like summer and some days, like sleep in stormy weather. Put best laid plans away, but good things take their time, and now we're intertwined. A life without you there, impossible to bear. There came no bolt out of the blue. I gave you your breath,
Hello, Daz. How are you? Nice to see you today. And so, yes, I look different, don't I? So that was from a few years ago, from the Out of the Blue EP. And babies are cute, aren't they? I know everybody thinks their own babies are cute. And you have to be careful because people that don't have babies or aren't interested in them are like, thank you. People that aren't interested in babies are like, oh, they're showing photos of their babies again. I totally get that. And having said that, I'm going to sing another song about my son. So, sorry. Okay, this is the one actually that you mentioned, Sydney. It's Letter to a Small Boy. And so obviously No Bolt Out of the Blue was written about when Joey was a baby. But this is a song kind of hoping that he will take this advice with him, even if I'm not there to give it to him. And this is from the Polaroids and Postcards EP, which was my most recent release. Well, it still is, because Wallflower, the new one, is coming out in about 10 days.
If I could teach you all the secrets that I've learned about the world, I would. And I would show you only goodness in the world, if I could. But don't be frightened of pain, we need it like the rain. It's there to help us to the other side. It's the times that are the hardest at first that can mean the most and make it all worthwhile. Take this song to keep till later on. My love is in this song, so you're not alone. I write a letter to a small boy. You might not get it now, but maybe one day when I can put my arms around you, these words will mean to you so much more. You were born with such a handsome face, but that can't replace compassion and kindness. Make sure you look for all the beauty in the world around you. And inside people too, they'll give it back to you. And they're really all that matters in the end. Take this song to keep till later on. My love is in this song, so you're not alone. I write a letter to a small boy. You might not get it now, but maybe one day when I can put my arms around you, these words will mean to you so much more.
Oh, thank you, Daz. So that's from my Polaroids and Postcards album. And actually, I thought I would do that song today because it's probably as country as I get. You know, I'm really into my electronic production, and if you listen to, you know, the original versions of my songs, you can hear lots of strings and orchestral sounds and even guitars and lots of synths and samples and all sorts of things. And obviously when I play like this, you're just hearing the song a bit more in a raw form. But that song, Letter to a Small Boy, is actually, the original is very raw. And it's only me on the piano with a fantastic bass player, fretless bass, and an artist called Laceface played a cello part on that. So that's all there is on that song, which is very unusual for me. I like my layered electronic sounds and all different stuff like that. So, you know, it's nice to do something different. Same with this record, actually, with Wallflower coming out on February 20. There's one song called Conversation. I know, Daz, that's right. Daz is from Twitch, so I apologise if you can't see that chat. Actually, you can if I do this. My son is now 11, and I told him I was writing a song about him. And so obviously he's old enough to understand all that stuff now. And when I finished it, I said, I don't want to play it to you until I finished. And he was okay. And I played it for him, and I was worried that he'd kind of, 11-year-old boy just go, oh yeah, thanks. But he didn't. He could feel the love. And I'm hoping that's something as he gets older would become even more apparent to him as well. Twitch says hi. Hi back to you, Twitch. So where was I? I'm getting all caught up in the moment. Let me see. I'm going to show you our smoky cam to see if... No, there's still no smoky. You can still see it's still very overcast outside, but it's actually really warm at the same time. So some reviews have started coming out about the album. So the CD version and the digital version are coming out in a couple of weeks, even though the vinyl version is still a few months away, because these things take time. But most of the reviews have been good, and it's always very scary, clicking on the link and going, what are they going to say? Mostly pretty good, so thank goodness. And I'm much better at taking it now anyway. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, 6th or 7th release. So the first time it was really hard to hear criticism. But now I'm realising, look, some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to think it's okay. Hopefully some people will really like it. But everybody's different. And there's not one piece of music that the entire world absolutely loves. And so if, hi Grace, if some people like it, then I'm very happy. And Daz, thank you for asking, where can you get the new album? You can get it from Bandcamp. You can get the digital version just about everywhere. The vinyl will be available in actual shops as well as online, but not until June. So for the moment, I guess Bandcamp is the best place. And you can pre-order, because it's just a few days away now anyway. And that you can also pre-order the vinyl there anyway if you're a vinyl guy. But yeah, one of the reviews I read, because one of the other songs that I've got that is more towards country, if anything of mine is country, on the Wallflower album is a song that I've actually played it in one of these live streams before, called Conversation. And I lost my dad about 15 years ago. So he never got to meet my husband or my baby, or, he died of cancer. And obviously that was very sad. And he was a very intelligent man. He was a lawyer and very articulate and just wise. And I wrote a song called Conversation, which is about him. And the reviewers said, I got to say, it wasn't a completely well-written review, but, I can say that because it was not entirely positive, so it's probably me being bitter. It was okay. It wasn't completely negative either. It was just okay. In fact, she said, the album's just okay. She actually used those words. The album's just okay. Which is not very, reviewer speak, is it? But that's okay, each to their own. But she said, the song Conversation is a song about wanting a conversation with someone. The song Conversation is about wanting a conversation. Oh, really? Oh, come on. Don't even mention it if you're just going to say that. I mean, the song title is Conversation, so that's a given. But you only have to listen to the words a little bit to realise it's about, if you don't realise it's about my dad, you realise it's about someone that's no longer there. Anyway, I kind of laughed, but I thought, really? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I can't be bitter about these things. It's so great that people take the time to listen and write a review. And I've got to say, most of them have been pretty good. Although it's early days. If I get some doozies, I'll let you know, because a trouble shared is a trouble halved. So I always tell people when people say horrible things about me, because it makes me feel better. Like when somebody sent me an email saying, "Sorry, I don't like your music. I think you sound like a screeching cat." Thanks for that. You took your time out of your day to say that. And then I don't know, I just replied, "Oh, well, thanks for taking the time to listen anyway." And you think that they would get off my mailing list if they didn't want to hear anything from me, because who wants to listen to a screeching cat? But no, they just kept on sending me insults. So eventually I went, "Oh, it's obvious you don't like my music, so I might just remove you from the list if that's okay." I mean, I've only got so much, that my ego can take. Anyway, I will definitely share the really bad ones that no doubt will come along, because, that does happen. So back to country, that's where we're at today. I'm going to do a fun little song from Taylor Swift. I know she's not as country nowadays, but she certainly started off that way, and I think this is such a cute song. And I do this one live, and it seems to get a good reaction.
We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer rain. See the lights, see the party, the ball gown. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, "Stay away from Juliet." And I was crying on the staircase, begging you, please don't go. And I said, "Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting, all that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes." So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet, 'cause we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes, escape this town for a little while. Oh, 'cause you were Romeo, I was a scarlet letter. And my daddy said, "Stay away from Juliet." But you were everything to me, and I was begging you, please don't go. Technology. Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting, all that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Romeo, save me, they're trying to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it's a real. Don't be afraid, we'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading when I met you on the outskirts of town. And I said, "Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come." Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and he pulled out a ring and said, "Marry me, Juliet. You'll never have to be alone. I love you and that's all I really know." I talked to your dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause we were both young when I first saw
little bit of Tay-Tay. I think that's such a cute song. I love the fact that she wrote that when she was about 16. And, it's a real story. I think it's so beautiful. I really, really love it. Speaking of writing songs, I don't know if you saw this on the internets recently. You may not have unless you're in Australia. But there's a singer in Australia who I'd highly recommend you go check out called Kate Miller-Heidke. She actually was our representative at Eurovision. I'm not sure if she was the most recent one. I think she was. She's an opera-trained singer, but she sings pop. So she just has this really quirky balance of kind of woo and pop, and she's fabulous. Anyway, she posted this. It's on her artist public page, so I don't think she'd mind me sharing it. But it's of her son and the son's father, her husband. So it's just the cutest thing. You have to listen to what this kid is saying.
Okay. On earth, your highness. On earth, your highness.
Where did you get that song?
On earth, your highness.
Who taught you that?
I made it up by myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's funny?
Why?
So you don't know why that's funny?
No.
Do you know that an anus is your bum? Your anus?
Your highness. No, your highness. I made a planet.
Yeah, your Uranus is a planet.
Yeah.
But also, an anus is your bum.
No,
So-
Mum, I mean the highness being planet.
Ah, okay. Cool. Well, let's have it again then.
A sun. A world, your highness. A sun, a world, your highness. A sun, a world, your highness.
Oh, you make my sides hurt. Oh.
Stop laughing.
Okay.
And then stop laughing for the whole song.
Okay.
A sun, earth, your highness. The sun, the earth, your highness. A sun, a earth, and your highness. A sun, a earth, your highness.
Isn't that just adorable? What a little poppet. Bum jokes are still funny. Poo jokes are still funny. I still find them funny. That kind of thing. Oh, bless. Such a cutie. David's asking about this picture. I'm never going to hang it. You know why? Because this roof, I'm in an attic room and it's got call it a gable, but it's that kind of shape up the top. So I can only actually stand up in about a third of the room because the roof goes down to here, and you can see the slope. Oh no, you can see the slope of it on this side. So there's very few places that you can hang a big picture like that, and that's actually. Excuse me, that belongs to my mum. She's well, but she's in a nursing home, unfortunately, now. And I have a lot of the pictures from her house actually all along the floor in my attic room because there's no room in my main house downstairs to hang them, but they're things that I want to keep. And this is a Norman Lindsay picture. He's a very famous Australian artist, and it's actually a bit of a collector's item. So I got to say, it did pass my mind that I could sell it. And then I thought, no, because it is a collector's item, and you could probably get quite a lot of money from it. And but no, it's a beautiful memory for me. It hung in my parents' bedroom. So I suppose I could hang it here, maybe, but I guess you guys would be able to see it. But apart from that, it's kind of a funny corner of the room. So I'm sorry, David, you'll have to look at it on the floor. I know it's a bit weird. Yeah. People that have lived in lofts know you have to be careful that, you don't wake up in the middle of the night and do a star jump, because, that's what people do, and hit your head on the roof. I want to play you a song that I only discovered through my little new journey of country music. If you missed it earlier, I was saying that I haven't always been a particular fan of country music, but lately I got offered to do some gigs performing country music. And you might say, well, why would you do those gigs? Because there weren't any other gigs around. I've got to be honest and say that, pickings were lean and the gig sounded like fun. And I've got time at the moment, well, back then, to actually learn new repertoire, including an entire new repertoire, which is funny because normally in post-COVID times and pre-COVID times, I wouldn't have time to learn an entire new repertoire just for a couple of, kind of bread and butter gigs, which is what the solo gigs I do are, because I, generally do bigger shows. But I was actually really happy to get my teeth into something else, and so I did a lot of research, and I discovered this song for the first time. I hadn't heard it before, and I fell in love with it. And if you're a country fan already, I'm sure you will know it.
Picture perfect memories scattered all around the floor. Reaching for the phone 'cause I can't fight it anymore. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. For me it happens all the time. It's 1:15, I'm all alone and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call, but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without, I just need you now. Another shot of whiskey, can't stop looking at the door. Wishing you'd come sweeping in the way you did before. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. For me it happens all the time. It's 1:15, I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Said I wouldn't come, but I lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I could do without, I just need you now. I'd rather hurt than feel nothing at all. It's 1:15, I'm all alone and I need you now. And I said I wouldn't call, I'm a little drunk and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without, I just need you now.
so that's a song from Lady A, previously known as Lady Antebellum, Need You Now. And I didn't have Smoky Cam on because right in the middle of that song, she came through the window to say hello. Look up that way, that's it. Oh. If you can't sit on the window, you'll be on Smoky Cam. No. All right. Well, thank you so much for having me today. I hope you've enjoyed the country hour. Next week, it's going to be all about love, which is what it should always be about. But I'm going to do an hour of love songs. And I hope we're all in the mood for love. We should always be in the mood for love, but I know it's not always easy. But I actually want to finish with this song, which is a song I already had heard, of course. It's a very famous song from the Eagles and also Linda Ronstadt, no doubt many other people. And I'll just quickly tell you a story. When I was younger, we used to say that, you know, people that kind of dressed up too much, I'm talking young, like, 13, 14 years old, that dressed up too much, wore too much makeup and were too eager to please, we would call them a desperado. That was the word that we would use to describe people like that. So when we heard this song on the radio, we all would laugh our heads off as kids. But then it was only as I got older I realised the meaning of the song and what a beautiful song it is, in fact.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh, you're a hard one. I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fun things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can get. Desperado, oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you home. And freedom, well, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences, open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. Let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Desperado from the Eagles, thank you so much for having me today. And I do hope to see you. Sydney, I know we might miss you. I mean, we will miss you if you're not there, but we'll miss you. You know what I mean. You might not be able to make it. If not, hopefully you'll be able to do a catch up, and I'll be back the week after. So the idea is that I'm going to be here every Tuesday, gigs permitting, at 11 a.m. Sydney time. So I hope to see you. If not, next week another time. Come back and drop in whenever you like. All the very best.
You do